finally checking off the vampire film that started it all. Hey, I'm Amy and welcome back to the horror checklist. This is the first 1001 episode of the horror checklist, and today I will be checking NOSFERATU off the 1001 movie checklist. If you do not know what the 1000 movie checklist or 1000 movie challenge is a challenge I've given myself to check every single film off the 1000 movies you must see before you die book. So far, I've checked 182 films off the list. If you want to know more, you can check out a playlist up there with every single film I've checked off so far, along with an intro video. As always, let's get started with a short summary. Real estate agent Hutter is sent to help Count Orlok find a new residence. When he becomes trapped in the castle, Hutter feels a dark presence hanging around. As the Count travels to his new home, leaving death in his wake, Hutter must escape and save his wife Ellen. While watching this film, the edition that I have at least has the text cards a little bit wrong. A lot of the characters in the film have the names of the characters from Bram Stoker's Dracula. I will explain in a second why, but I will be going off what the 1001 book and what the IMDb page says, which is their original names for NOSFERATU. The reason that these names are different is because when this film was made, Bram Stoker's estate did not necessarily want their book made into a movie. So the names of the characters were changed and the title was changed. And even though I don't think this was necessarily the very first vampire film, NOSFERATU is the basis for what a lot of pop culture vampires are based upon now. Things like sleeping in a coffin, getting hurt by the sun, and because they get hurt by the sun, they stalk their prey in the shadows or go out at night. As I've discussed multiple times in these videos and throughout my channel, I love old horror movies and I just love old cinema in general. Anything before 1970, actually sometimes even before 1960, it gives me this really cozy feeling, even horror movies like this one, because this movie, it does a great job at being creepy still. F.W. Murnau did such an amazing job with what he had because he only had black and white film, which does give it a lot more of a creepy vibe than what color would. Plus, they didn't necessarily have sound, so it was a silent film. When an audience was watching this in a theater, it was played along to a pipe organ or a record, but because their resources were so much more limited to what we have today, it is still insanely creepy. A lot of films, to me, that were made back then aren't necessarily as scary because you can definitely see the effects. But what made these films creepy is because audiences hadn't seen something like this on screen before, it made it even more terrifying. But some of my favorite scenes of scare in this have to do with Count Orlok or NOSFERATU. There are scenes where his shadow is stretching out and overlapping Hutter as he sleeps or reaching out to Ellen. The way they made Max Schreck, who plays Count Orlok or NOSFERATU, look by putting black makeup under his eyes or around his eyes to make them bulge out even more. The pointy ears, the claws on his hands, the fangs, everything gives you chills looking at it because that's not something that you want to see creeping up on you in a strange castle out of the shadows. Like, no, it's terrifying. And then to round this all out, because we all know that I love a good show don't tell moment, and I love a good silent film because that is exactly what a show don't tell moment is. Pretty much. It is a silent film because you can't really tell anybody. You have to show them. This film is great at it. I love silent films because you have to pay attention and get all your information from watching the screen. In a silent film, the filmmaker only has what they can show on screen. They also have the music, but that can sometimes vary depending on where the film was shown in early days of cinema. Now we have the Blu-rays and the DVDs that'll play a very specific sound, but back then they really only had the actors and some title cards. So conveying the message and the story of the film this way is so much more difficult than it is now where we have dialogue. And because there is no dialogue, audiences nowadays very quickly can lose their attention to the film. They get very bored by it because there's nothing really there to hold their attention, but NOSFERATU does such a great job at that. Like, people probably haven't even gotten to this point of the video. If you have, leave a comment in the comments down below your favorite color. Don't leave anything else, just say your favorite color. So if I were to comment, I would literally just say purple and press comment. It really has nothing to do with the video. I just want to see who got this far in the video. But some examples of the way NOSFERATU is great at the show don't tell method of filmmaking are when Hutter is at the inn and says that he needs dinner quickly because he should already be at the castle. The reaction of all the townsfolk in the inn conveys everything that the viewer needs to know without the audible gasps, zooms, or stings that we would get in current films. And the way the music intensifies when Hutter is reading the Book of Vampires at the inn and when the carriage driver won't take Hutter past a certain point to the castle. For the clip for this film, I couldn't not choose the most iconic scene in this film because it is one of the most creepy points in the film. It gave me chills just watching it. And that is all I have for Nosferatu. As always, these are just my opinions, but I'd love to know yours in the comments down below. Let me know in the comments what your favorite silent film is. And again, if you've gotten this far and you did not tell me what your favorite color is, just that, you can leave 2 comments, I don't care. Leave me just 1 comment with your favorite color. But also let me know what your favorite scary or silent film is. If you want to know which films I've already watched or just follow my progress along in general, there's a link to a Google Doc in the description down below with every single film I've checked off so far, or you can just check the list on my Letterboxd. I'm also an Amazon affiliate, so if you'd like to start the challenge for yourself, watch the movie I talked about today, or watch the movie I'm going to be talking about next time, there are Amazon links in the description for you to purchase, and if you buy anything off of those links, I will get a small percentage back that'll help make this channel even better. For the next movie I will be checking off for the horror checklist / 1001, I wanted to do a Universal movie that I hadn't checked off at all, and that is Lon Chaney in The Wolfman. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really truly do appreciate you. Whoever you are, let me know who you are in the comments down below, and let's be friends. If you enjoyed this, leave a like and subscribe if you're new, because I'll talk about things, movies, TV shows, filmmaking, mystery, all that fun stuff, and I'll see you next time. Bye!